Hello everybody, how you doing? We are live. Hope you're doing great. Checking everything working, it seems so. Who is here? Hello hello Treadman, bonjour. Jenny, Alex, Thomas, good to see you everybody. Good to see. So, yeah, look like we have some bottom shorter here, so just went into a scalp long to tell here the time frame. We're gonna come back on this, but yeah. Yeah, I was going back on the previous week and on a prediction have been not so bad, right? I mean, it could have been better, but coming from when? When was that low? Yeah, looking for the low here on January 18. Just doing a few minutes of cloud chasing, you know. June 18 at 746 when we were at $18,000. Was looking for relief. Was the last point of support for me, which is, in fact, I'm not even sure I can come back on this. Probably not have the count still. So yeah, that was here, right? 18,000 around here. So yeah, pretty spot on this. And well, then we have been looking at several counts. Looking at the top here, I'm looking to come back down to the 18. We had a higher high, meanwhile. It was not especially expected, but we dealt with, well, that was the idea still, you know, when we were here. So okay, I would prefer for us to not take that high because I was counting 5 waves down on the first move here. And usually a flat, well, a flat should be 3 wave, not 5, but yeah, that's what it was. Was still looking at some kind of correction here, even if we do a swing fair pattern, which we did, to come back to the high 18s, which is where we went, right? If I recall correctly. Yeah, 18,600. And yeah, pretty much it. Again, I was looking at this flat, looking for a buy here. I will not allow Bitcoin to go much lower, and that was, again, the piccolo. We were in that area. Seeing some sign of strength, but yeah, the low was very important to me. It never failed. On the shorter time frame, it was really complicated to count, but as we make higher high, it was still bullish. Still bullish to me. Overall, was looking at potential corrective move up to 23k, right, from that low. Overall, on the larger time frame. Oops, scalp long got stopped out. We will come back on this. And yeah, now here we go. Yeah, I was looking at this flat then. Initially, I was looking for more upward move, but I had this alternative scenario saying we could come back down. If we start to come back down, we'll likely go to the low of the range again, and potentially still making a high. And for now, that's, well, pretty much where we are. Is it count on this chart? Can maybe hide this bull. And yeah. So pretty much where we are, right? on the weekly update that I made public because of enough of the retweets and likes. So yeah, don't forget to follow me on Twitter if you don't, and do likes and retweets if you want more contact. So yeah, the weekly update that I make every week for the crew. Well, I made it public later that day, and yeah, indeed we were looking at what is the count. Yeah, pretty much that area. I can find it. But where we are right now. So the red box, we did go a bit higher. This is still pretty much valid. I'm not 100% sure now. Well, I am never 100% sure, to be honest. That's why I always try to have at least 2-3 scenarios in mind to be able to kind of react or be prepared for any direction. And that's, I believe, what most should do in terms of swing trading. In swing trading, even low time frame trading. As we say, the crew, being strong, right? Short and long at the same time, so you can be still long from down here and short from here, and not necessarily have to fully close this because we don't yet have a full confirmation of a reversal. Of course, you take profit along the way, and you take profit here if you have a nice position. You don't want to wait to just get stalled out and never take profit, because you need to take profit if you want to make money, right? But don't necessarily have to fully close all long position, especially when you get such close to the low. You have plenty of room to exit, even if you it can be a big sacrifice to sacrifice like 10% maybe. If you consider invalidation at that point before closing along. And at the same time, if you fully close here and you got a surprise move with a bump that go back to 30k and you got full short here, well, you can, but as long as you got your stop on your short. But personally, I hate not being in such a move, so I always kept a small portion of my position, even if I believe it's gonna reverse. I'll adjust depending on the bias. Do I close 90% of my long, or just 50 or 75%? You know, that's to you to judge. And it's depend of your position size as well. Because yeah, on big position size you can take more profit. Giranito, good afternoon. BH 635, hello. Thomas, so you asking, would you consider a doji candle on daily closure a clear sign of weakness? Well, I would not be spending too much focus on the look of the daily candle. I mean, we have that one that is, we have a potential reversal one here, a reverse hammer, and hammer on the other side. So really, for me, it depends where we break that range, right? I still had one count that could allow one last move above our current high and still go in a reversal and still consider this move as corrective. But for me, we already getting pretty close to, well, decision time, how like the YouTube thumbnail is suggesting here. Yeah, we're gonna focus on what happened on this range, how it resolved. Still again, long the bottom, short the high, and see which side break. But at this point, I think we either see a strong reversal at least to the POC or a golden pocket that should be aligned more or less. So yeah, at least golden pocket, back to the bottom of the range, but potentially a lower low still. Even if it's starting to get quite iffy for the count that say, okay, we have a 4 or 5 here. I mean, you see the length of the wave 4 compared to the rest. I mean, okay, it's still possible, but it's starting to get iffy. So if we reverse, I might be starting to look for higher low. And if we break right above this, we could still be consolidating a bit, you know, could make a higher high, coming back here, do some kind of flat. But then, yeah, you see there's not much resistance above us. We already quite hit all the resistance we can be looking at. And then, yeah, you're looking at the previous consolidation range. So for now, that's where I am. I'm here. That's where I am. How do we? Yeah, okay. Okay, so we are continuing down here. So yeah, why did I took a scalp long again at the open of the stream when we were at the POC at a 1-1 extension at a 50% retrace? That's where we are. A bit more, but anyway. But it failed. Now we're continuing down. We don't have a lot of volume yet. I mean, we had a lot of volume here in this first move down. The fact that we're continuing down is quite bearish. And I do have a completed count. I was potentially looking at a higher high still here with a potential kind of flat here for wave 4. All that because for me we kind of front run naked POC and these highs and the 1-1 extension. But that's also why I now always pull the 90% as well. You see why again? It happens all the time. And yeah, this is a 90% extension of that move. And in fact, I was also looking at the S&P here. I think I got the chart here. And yeah, the S&P seems to was kind of missing a bit more up as well. Something different time frame here, but looking at a 1-1 extension as well, top of a channel for potential finish corrective move here, and feeling that gap, right? And we just front run it by a few ticks. But potentially we have a corrective move here on S&P, and you know, S&P is quite correlated with Bitcoin recently. Well, it come and go still, even during the open, but there's still some kind of correlation, right? And DXY continuing down here. For me, I had 5 waves down, was looking for a bit more correction. And could we be in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 still? And still see a bit of corrective move up on DXY, I will say yes. I will come back on DXY. I'll just try to make my head around this to see in the low time frame if should still be looking for longs here. A bit of hidden divergence, but not so much. We're breaking a trend on the 1 hour. We lost it. Closed below. We're at the 30-minute support for RSI. Okay, so here you see the ID. Yeah, I'm starting with the low time frame because I'm here, and I will come back on the higher time frame a bit after. But the idea is focusing on this swing high. For me, I have 3 move down here, so supposedly it's more likely a wave 1 than a wave A, because a wave A should be 5, unless it is a flat, but we didn't retrace enough for this to be a flat. So I'm reading this nicely as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 here. Subdivided in 3 waves, as a leading or ending diagonal can be. So I think potentially a nice wave 1 or wave A, whatever, but potentially a new trend. We change the market structure on 4 hour, right? Well, if we consider this at least on a 1 hour time frame, we broke the market structure. Okay, let me delete this here. So if this is a new trend, well, we're looking at this as a potential corrective move. Now, if we start to get that high, well, it will look very likely that we will take that high, and that this is not impulsive then. Could be part of a bigger correction like this, or it can be, as said, an A, B, C. If it is a wave C, just like the potential leading diagonal here that we subdivided in 5 waves in the red count, it will just be an ending diagonal for the wave C. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big difference is, yeah. Do we take this low into account now? Yeah. So, looking at this, it seems that this low is still very important. Yeah, simply because if this has to continue up, and not to be corrective, well, it can be wave 1, 2, and here wave 1, 2. And validation will be that low. If we take that low, based here on the 15-minute count structure I'm seeing that we are going more down. And like probably significantly, because we would be looking at least at an ABC move. Well, I'm saying significantly, we have the 1-1 extension, not so much far away. But down to the 161.8. At this point, we continue to confirm market structure change on a higher time frame. So we can start to expect a bigger reversal. In fact, yeah, I'm looking at this. Can it be corrective? Sure, but of what wave on the uptrend here? This is starting to get a bit too much on the chart here. Let me delete this. This is not needed anymore. This we can. Let's delete this. And okay, we have this in mind. All good. So for me, for now, I'm reading potentially a one. No, wave 1, 2. And if we are really bullish and going for a big uptrend, how do I subdivide this? Well, I would say 1, 2, and 1, 2 maybe. Can we fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So yeah, we could be doing 1, 2 here. Yes, okay. That's what we could be doing. No, actually, at this point, if we start to lose this, it looks more bearish. Definitely. So we have that low as quite important. We'll make it red because it is rather bull validation, bear validation, bull invalidation. And this will make it green. So we have 24,270 bucks and 22,800. That's pretty key level. No, even this one. So $23,775. 763. Whatever. Yeah, which side break first? I think he should give the pass for at least for the coming weekend and potentially for the coming weeks or week ahead, because we saw how the move can get quite quick. We got 20% range in a move in a week recently. So let's see, can this still be corrective? Let's take a closer look. Okay, we are at the golden pocket. We tagged the 707 angel number. We don't have a nice extension here, or do we? Okay, 1272, and I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have quite heavy volume. We don't have bullish divergence. We have 5-minute oversold. We are at our support on the 30-minute. Still have more aggressive long here on the USDT than aggressive short. Yeah, long are holding and underwater, and short are taking profit. So usually it's not a very good sign unless they hold through. Sometimes the market is really led by helps. Usually you want to concentrate this. I mean, you want the short at the bottom and long getting wrecked. Now if we look at inverse perpetual, well, that look a bit better, but at the same time you see we have 7 million of new shorts with a big short position that have been opened here. that was nice potential for a reversal here. Now if we start to claim back VWAP, this is gonna likely close, and it could send us pretty high quickly. Could squeeze up. Let's check FTX. We have long closing, short closing. We have bull div, CVD bull div, unless it is leading. It's not really impulsive down. Bit more choppy. We have a bit of trap shorts down here. We don't really have bull div on this. And we had selling today on Binance. You see a lot of selling happen at limit, I mean. Now we are back with a bit more buy. So maybe, yeah, I'll try to keep us in a range here. And we are selling a bit on Bitfinex as well. Not like huge position, but we have had negative bearish magic spread in that range, so usually rather a bearish sign. Now the volume is not crazy, the delta is not crazy negative neither. It's not like at -100 that is more like a sell signal. And in fact we have a bit of green where we have the volume here. It's weird. But overall it's rather bearish, right? FTX seems to be a seller as well here. Yeah. Profit taken. Maybe this weird shift, not shift, but you know, big increase in long and short and both closing here on FTX today. That might be some kind of, I don't know, liquidity engineering that I used to close lower position without being easily readable, like we saw here. Big increase in long and short, and then both decrease. Well, I'm not so sure what it is right now, but overall FTX seems to be more seller at market. Yeah, so it is making bull div, but as FTX tend to have been quite a more leading indicator in this market recently. You see how CVD, yeah, quite reverse on FTX. So it seems they are selling. Yeah, maybe let me check the comment a bit, and I will try to properly come back on the higher time frame in a minute. So just to, we'll see what happens if we get a bit more action. Maybe we'll try to take another long on a retest. For now, the long that I took this morning during the private update was here, right? Mostly taken profit here. And we'll see, I'm keeping stop below here in case it won't continue. As the invalidation is here. Hello, what do the Elliott Wave say about this? guess I answered. Sorry, I didn't check the comment before, but it's on the far right of my right screen, so I don't really see it when I'm focused on the middle screen. I would like we range here and break up, maybe SFP of the 22,370, 22,370. So that low? No. Well, yeah, if we do, yeah, ABC will surely can have an eye on this. If this happens, if we see continuation, we can count 5 waves, some kind of bullish div on 1 hour, and of course absorption. Probably have a nice long opportunity, at least for a retest of the broken range, in case we do have indeed a corrective move. And my computer is laggy again. Let me exit this. I think this is taking a lot. What is taking? No, all good. CPU 33%, GPU 36, memory 70. That's good. But yeah, if we get back, if we get acceptance back into the range below, that will be good. For sure, Nasdaq is very closely correlated to BTC lately. Oh yeah, I didn't pull a Nasdaq chart recently. Low time frame. Can really focus on S&P and DXY and Euro for inverse correlation. Take a look at this. I don't even have a count on this. And for me, it's pretty much like, yeah, S&P on the higher time. Is it viable to look for a short at 23,400 and 22,800? 23,400, yes, and 22,800. I wouldn't try to break out here. I mean, sometimes I do, but it really need to have like the highs on the order flow, and it's usually, yeah, a crappy trade to try to break out. So no, I wouldn't advise to shorter breakdown. And yeah, rather 23,400 if we do get a move back up. Because if we come back down here, there's still a chance that we come back for wave 4, for example, on a 5, and come back for wave 2 here, and come back down. So have to, yeah, to adjust depending on what is happening at the moment. And the wave structure, right? So yeah, it's continuing down, shorter, gaining strength, not giving up. Why is it so laggy? I don't understand. My computer is loaded at 30% and it's laggy as heck. I guess this is EXO chart that is messing around. Maybe because it's too hot. Yeah, if we are bearish here, simply because here I show a potential count for a bullish count. Why is it still laggy? I exit everything. What the heck? I hate laggy computers. There's nothing that frustrates me more. I guess I need to upgrade still. Seriously? Can I? Okay, maybe I'm gonna just exit what? This? This? So we potentially have 1, 2, 3 in process, or an ABC, as I said. Knowing that it is when we getting to the 161.8 that we are looking at a maximum extension of a wave C, and a minimum extension for wave 3 that we expect, at least. Still look like it's trying to reverse, but I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We could be in an ending diagonal here, maybe. Come on, what's happening? Okay, maybe it's TradingView that is. I'm gonna try to restart it. There's something wrong right now. Okay, I think it's a bit better. Increase in volume still. Not really looking like an ending diagonal. I say 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5 here. Can delete this. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. We have our maximum extension coming here, so. So yeah, either 1, 2, 3, or ABC 3, 4, 5, but we know it can accelerate down just by extending the wave 3, because 161.8 is a minimum extension for wave 3, but it can go much lower if it want to. So in that case, we just have extension, and this will become like either 1, 2, and we continue, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It doesn't really look like right now. I'm sorry, I don't understand what's happened, but I really... It's getting complicated to do anything right now. So understand, EW will help you stay out of a potential losing trade, because if it goes down and come back to 23k, I would have short it. Well, I never yeah, as I said, almost never short breakdown, almost. And it's not really Elliott Wave that will help you short a breakdown, but more order flow with a tightened validation, just in case you get this kind of move, big breakdown, or when we were when did I have a successful breakdown short? Here was pretty nice, but usually I have an opposite trade on the other side. It's because here I was not positioned enough on the short side for myself, and I was still looking for higher high when we started to do this break here. I was trying to long here a swing through pattern of these lows, and we had very big CVD, bear CVD divergence, so I was seeing the absorption of the long here as well, so I started to go short. But yet it was not really on, well, I did add on the breakdown, but I really shorted at the top of this mini range here. So here and here on the bounce here was trying to getting big long position, so it was really tight, but I say, yeah, at some point it's seeing the size of the positions and the absorption with a squeeze up or squeeze down. We squeeze down, but not really a trade that I can advise without the proper knowledge. You got to be used to it, and it's more easy to short back a retest here when you get your clear invalidation up here. But here the range was tight enough and the position was big enough for me to say, okay, I can keep my stop here, so I can increase the short here. Go with the flow, with the big short that was opening down. So okay, I'm going with you if you really want to. And if the move start to change the market structure, you all gonna stop out, so me too, so it's gonna quiz on the opposite side. RSI daily candle reaching resistance if you put your trend line on highs. I'm gonna take a look at this. Negative delta is not slowing down yet, not a good time to long yet, I guess. Yeah, let's let it change the market structure and wait for a retest. Usually it's a better idea. Try clearing browser cache, Chrome and cookies. Try changing. It's not a browser, it's a yeah, I mean it's a Chromium hub, but if I clear the cookie right now, it's just gonna have to resign and everything. It's a trading view hub. I don't know, maybe it's temp period. The temp. What temp is my proc? I don't know. Well, it's 35 degrees out here. Yeah, maybe it's getting hot. Or the GPU driver crashed or something. So on daily RSI, we have resistance here. Yeah, good catch on this. Get it more precise. We have a bit of room still in this. It continues from up here. Long bearish trend on the daily. Please don't leave without high time frame. Yeah, I will not. I hope you're doing well. What's the name of the bottom indicator? The bottom one is stochastic, and this one is just RSI plus MFI. Simply, it's called like this. You find it like this, I think. RSI plus MFI. Yeah. From Cryptoda. I like that one because, yeah, I like to have an eye also on MFI, especially for the overbought oversold, and it highlights this very nicely. The MFI and RSI overbought and oversold condition. Simple. What if we finished a bigger 1-2? Well, if we finished a bigger 1-2, I'm not sure which time frame you're talking about. talking about. But potentially, I mean, if we continue down locally, this can be still an expanding diagonal as a wave 1 and retrace for a wave 2 before continuing. That would be a bullish case of a deep retrace. Higher time frame will come on this in a minute. What if hello, what is the next BTC target for our 1 day? I will see that. Well, if we broke down, the next target is the POC. POC, golden pocket, low of the range and lower low. Slightly lower low. If we continue up, yeah, I guess I can continue on this time frame. I have on the 1 hour, whatever. Yeah, I try to find accounts that say, okay, we might get a higher low, a higher high, and still finishing a corrective move, because 1 day back, I was looking at this potentially wave 4 and was going for wave 5 to finish the bigger ABC targeting 25,400 and finishing the expanding diagonal. Now the fact that we went so low here, we continue. We did overlap wave 1. So could it be an expanding diagonal for the wave 5 of the wave C? No. Could it be an expanding diagonal for the wave C of the wave 5 of an expanding diagonal? I mean, why not? That's why I say, yeah, we have bear invalidation short term here with our current high. I will say we go at least for a higher high. Now I'm willing to still look at this 25,400 for a rejection. But really, I believe that if we really have to reject, kind of feel that this could be the top. Currently, the top that we have could be the top of this whole move up. And so then retrace, depending if this whole move here is either is a corrective ABC, but you see how the wave C is quite long. Now it expanded flat, so okay, yeah, expanded diagonal. So I don't like when you get a wave of the same degree that is taking so much more time than the wave of the same degree, of the same structure. But I'm willing to consider it as it is an expanding diagonal. It expands in price action and in time. Otherwise, we could have a wave 1, 2, and this could become a sub wave 1, 2, and we continue. All of this, considering this count is correct, because this expanding diagonal give me the top and the bottom here and the bottom here, so it has been right enough, especially to catch that bottom. It has been right enough so far, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't mean this is the right count. We don't know before it is confirmed. When will it be confirmed? in a long time. Well, we can have confirmation that we have a finished move up here as we take that low and as we take that one. If we take that low, we confirm that we have a finished move up here. As we take that low, we confirm that we have a finished move here. And yeah, then when we'll take that low, we confirm that we did in fact finish the move here. And it could still be another structure, but yeah. Or if we do bounce and continue, then yeah, we can have more confidence that was indeed a wave one, and will help us get the target for later. What I'm trying to explain is that, for example, if we do continue to retrace here and find some kind of support at the POC golden pocket regime, so we could assume that we have a 1-2. This will start, that will get confirmed as we take the high again, and then we can project our wave 3 based on this wave 1. That will give a pretty strong move potentially. Okay, so yeah, CryptoDA, yeah, default. I just sent for the indicator. I didn't change much. I think maybe change a color or one color on the opacity of MFI, because I like to see mostly RSI. I think local long from 22,210 until 23,524K, then I'm too bearish. Yeah, 22.2. $22,210. 23,500. Yeah, for me, if we lose that low, I will wait at least for the 1-1 extension and to take that one to look for long. I don't see much structure that will say we have anything else that corrective move that completed here if we take the 22,800 low. So let's go a bit on the higher time frame. What do we have here? What I mean, it's already 1 hour into the stream. Come back on the log. Yeah, nothing started here. Okay, so monthly wise. Come back on this because it's been a long time. There's two major possibilities for me. So either we still have to finish this with 5 of higher degree, either it is finished here at this top. You can see why am I looking at that count rather than something else? Well, just based on a monthly RSI here, we can see clearly that we have three overbought condition. For me, it linked to 3 impulses move. Now, that would suggest that wave 5 is in already, right? We have bearish divergence potentially between the 3 and a proposed 5th here. Now we can also see on the lower time frame that we have pretty clear 3 move here on the RSI, on the weekly, on this. So that's also why 2 times that we come in overbought condition. So yeah, maybe this and this is a wave 5. But I was really looking, yeah, at a wave 5 to still in process, and this being either 2 things, either correction, yeah, that's it. Either a correction over 5 waves. So okay, it could mean that the bigger wave 5 is in, but it could also mean that we are just in the first wave of this bigger 5th here. What do I mean? Well, I mean we could be in a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and finish this as some kind of ending diagonal, maybe, with the contracting price action. I tried to draw better, but it's like in 1 second behind me. It's extremely frustrating. Especially when you see I got only 15% and 40% of my memory taken. So yeah, for now, clearly it's getting iffy. But the thing I'm considering is that how Bitcoin could be coming back so much lower. Because if we have finished our macro wave 5, what does that mean? That means that we are going to correct the whole move up since the beginning, since $0, in fact, 1 cent. So that means that we will be correcting all of this. So that means we'll go into 10 years of correction and potentially coming back even below 3,000. But imagine what would it take to bring us that low. We already have tens and tens of billions of capitulation of liquidation in this move. That is quite an heavy move, okay? It is still a 50% move down. But it's also still holding, right? And it did not, selling tens of billions of dollars didn't send it back to zero. So there is liquidity, there is demand, and there is people buying here. And they will defend price. Depend if there is still billions of dollars of people that want to sell here at this price. I hardly think so. And even, I mean, you consider how many financial industry have been going into crypto on the last 2-3 years. All the big banks, all the big hedge funds, everybody. And if these people want to take the share of Bitcoin, well, how much low can we go? Because at that point, Bitcoin was the whole market cap of Bitcoin was only $100 billion. It's like less than the richest man on the earth officially. So that means like literally one person could, well, literally, in theory, that would mean that at 10k, one person, one rich guy could buy all the available supply, all the supply. So it looked quite an unrealistic target to me in this sense. Doesn't mean it is impossible. Just need some short-term capitulation. But yeah, seems excessive to me. And if we are going to look at the correction here, like, could we see an extension to the 161.8 maybe? I feel like we already finished a corrective move here, a BC move. And if we look at a bit lower time frame, yeah, I have an alternative count here, but it's not really great. This time frame is at, yeah, 122. No, 122, 1272 target that have been reached of this move down. Also why I kept it in linear as well. 1-1 extension coming a lot lower, but ultimate targets. And this move down, from this move, we just front run the 1-1 extension. If I pull the 90%, I'm sure that's what we tagged exactly. Again. So yeah, I'm getting less and less open to the idea that we will go to make a lower low, to break that low. Because at first I was saying, okay, maybe we have an ABC move here, especially when we were in that correct move up. Then maybe here still, extending a wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5th. But I hardly see how I could extend this, apart from saying, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 maybe. I guess so, but the target is not even right. Because if I take the wave 1, well, yeah, it's right. Okay, so that could be the idea, because this can be subdivided in 3 waves or 5 equally. This is corrective for sure. So this can be subdivided either in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is already too big. Or A, B, C. Now could consider 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That's why I said 1, 2. Yeah, okay. So then the target should be this. It's way too low. One extension coming here. Okay. We'll say we'll keep that in mind. I was supposed to have more count about this, but some things today. My time. But I will say this, yeah. For me, we either have a low here, either coming on a slightly lower low. Otherwise, it looked very bad to me, and I would not be looking for a low until there is a longer longer reaccumulation range. If we lose this 17k, really lose it, I mean, could still be looking for some long, we have a level at 13, 12k, most likely 9 and about here. What is it? Yeah, 9,000. Really be the level where I will be potentially looking for longs if we do lose our 70k. But until it does, a slight lower low of this, I will be a big buyer. If we do a fake breakdown, I'll be a big buyer here. And we'll see next week if we do retrace this week and we are at the bottom of the range. Well, we consider this as a finished correction of our low finished down here, and just as I told you earlier on it was on this chart. It's too messy. Okay, let's skip on this. Never mind. Well, I will consider this as a 1, 2, then this low will remain important. So if we do complete an expanding diagonal and we are bullish, and this is first wave, this is a 2, this will be a subwave 1, a retrace here, you got your invalidation clearly below this low for the big bull count. Let's say we have a subwave 1 here and a subwave 2 here. And then we fly out. Alternatively, to keep another alternative in mind, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does that work? No, because this is too small. No, there is not much other alternative apart. Then this is 1, and we have a 2 here with a B, C. So it doesn't change much. Yeah, it doesn't change much. Because the invalidation will be either here or either here. At time, I prefer the idea of this being an expanding diagonal just for the fact that I can count an ABC here, but I cannot count five waves into this. Am I planning to long 20 to 600 so you don't feel anymore? We get last fifth wave for slightly lower low. Yeah, no, I'm starting to feel in between. At the same time, it will be really great just simply based on the structure, because overall this still kind of look corrective, even if we take that one. If we start to retrace, we have a nice corrective looking move. We make higher highs, higher low, higher highs. We change our market structure. We have sign of bullishness. And I can already feel the pain if we start to lose the higher low structure. And especially this one. And I know that if we come here, yeah, crypto Twitter, YouTube, everybody will be full bearish again. And so there is a ton of liquidity down here. So I'm kind of feeling that we might not get it. Now, if we get it, I will be a buyer for sure. And we have the Wyckoff structure that's simply telling us this as well. So yes, it was last week. No need to be Tortes anymore. STBZ is already done. Yeah, we can consider this STB, whatever. The fact is, if we continue up here and we don't come back inside the range, this phase will become phase C. It's a bit short, but I guess it's enough. Wave A, B, C. Voilà, ça ressemble plus à rien. Wave C here. Oh, not wave, phase C, which is a final test. If we do come back, a Wyckoff structure, we have several possibilities. Just like Elliott Wave, I mean. We can make a higher low, and this still being phase C, right? Well, the price action come here. Maybe just retest the POC or value low. If we make a higher low, significantly a higher low, well, it will be an LPS. If we come to test really at the edge of this lower low of these lows, while still making a higher low, that we will call a failed spring. So the likelihood is that it could be pretty quick move that happen in the bottom area. For the last phase of our accumulation, the phase C, the last test of supply demand at the low of the accumulation range, we usually get a pretty quick reaction, some kind of capitulation and quick reaction. So either a failed spring or a spring. A spring would just make a lower low and have a quick recovery. Well, there's two options. Either you get really a V-shaped reversal out of it, classic spring. Sometime you get a small range deviation and come back down. So kind of a V-shape, but with some time spent at the low. It's still a spring. Because this depends of the psychology of the market at that time. But yeah, I believe it will be more of a V-shape. Because if we take these lows, likelihood is that we will have liquidation and stop, cascade stop. So it should go quick. But if there is not enough liquidity for the market operator to fill its big long position, its big bids, yen price might be kept below previous support into full fear environment and have a longer phase of final accumulation before coming back up. It's depend of how, when, where does they find the liquidity. I mean, no, I don't know, Jenny. We could see a spring. It's just that the count that I had for the spring, I said, yeah, it was looking at this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5th. I mean, it's still valid, right? We retrace to this retrace is 50% of the wave 3. So it's a good candidate for wave 4. In terms of time, we are still, I think, twice the time of the move down. We are still less than twice the time of the move down. So I mean, still a valid count. Still possible. I don't know, just looking at this, it seems to me that it's taking too long to be part of this count. Also, as I said, there's always alternative. Unfortunately, we can only make planes, but there's always alternative. And yeah, we could be, weird. It just doesn't fulfill the guidelines that I usually use for Bitcoin Elliott Wave, but we can have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this as well. It's still a valid count. Just clearly, I think I would probably be looking for long on a higher low. Where is my fucking chart? Yeah. Yeah, I would probably be looking at the... maybe not the golden... Well, yeah, we have the golden pocket POC. This is the most simple long you can take. Knowing that it might be a bit too simple for the condition we are here. I mean, it was a risk, right? On a swing position here, I would probably make it more of a box. I might, for once, have some limit buys laying around. 886. Yeah, would probably want to. If I have limits, I will spread them here. And yes, I have a hard stop below that low. Clearly. Can I make it nicer here? Here we go. Yeah. Well, make in the middle because it will be a very averaging down. But if this opportunity is given, I'll take it. And if it gets stopped out, it's fine. It's a risk. I will wait then for confirmation here. Well, either I wait for confirmation, either I try to knife catch if I have a good count coming down here. If I can count 5 waves coming down, I'll try to knife catch and increase in confirmation after we get a move up and then the retest. Then you get your new long position with your invalidation below the low. You get what I'm saying? That would be your new invalidation. And you want to see, high volume, some kind of hard time frame divergence, at least a 4-hour one. And yeah, an impulse-like move. And sometimes it's not really obvious, but at least, yeah, a significant market structure change, trap sellers. You wait for the retest and you enter in the downtrend with, again, just the same thing that we are kind of doing here. Wait for the loss of support, then you have your market structure change, and then you wait for the retest and you have your invalidation. Do I consider myself to be a Bitcoin whale? Not really, because for me a whale is when you are into the thousands of Bitcoin. Even like, yeah, for me a whale it's at least 1,000 of Bitcoin, 1,000 to 10,000. I think there is a infography. I don't know how to say this in English. somebody made a thing like, what's your scale? Are you a whale, a shark, a shrimp, or whatever? But no, I don't hold billions of dollars of Bitcoin. Honestly, I would not be doing everything I'm doing here and even trading another time frame. And I will not disclose how much I have, because that has no interest anymore. Yeah, here we go. I'd notice that has no usefulness to know how much I hold. Apart if you're trying to, apart if you want to know if it was it to try to rob me, but you're a shrimp, we better see which one. Well, we all have to start somewhere, right? First time I bought Bitcoin, I was a shrimp. Thing is, if I hold every Bitcoin I bought, yeah, maybe I will be a whale today. What do we have here? 21 weekly moving average. Yeah, we have some room. Obviously, I made this. Well, there is adjustment, but if we find a low here, target is like way up, right? The long-term trade. But there is inside target, which is primarily a previous range. I'm sent the same page. Alright, there's a thing that say if you hold like one full Bitcoin already, you might end up being one of the top 1% richest person on the earth in some years. What do I consider decent BTC holding? Well, what you can hold. I mean, the risk is you make the risks. Or I believe it's good to not have all your ways what in Bitcoin. Even if myself I have most of it in it. But I am also hedging it with short. But I believe Bitcoin is here to stay, and I still believe that Bitcoin has a target toward 200k in the midterm. But yeah, I'm short edge in case it fail. So I will not necessarily advise everybody to have to hold as much portion of your wealth net worth in Bitcoin, but I don't know. It really depends on your risk tolerance. What do you have? How much do you earn? For the average person, I will say to have at least 10% of your net worth in Bitcoin is kind of reasonable for an enthusiast, at least. What the big bank say is you should have at least 1% in Bitcoin. I believe that's too little. Starting at 10%, you're starting to at least have an edge against the inflation, financial system, etc. And then, yeah, if you're enthusiast, you might have almost everything in Bitcoin. And at this point in time, that's where you want to be exposed, at least. Risk management, again, not financial advice, but I mean, after how much is it? 75% down. Now you're only 66. That's where you want to increase a bit the portion of your BTC holding. Probably more than when it is at the top, obviously. Did I wanted to talk about something else? So we have long still closing a bit here on the mid time frame on Bitfinex. Overall it's still crazy high. We have magic spread that is mostly red without a very big sell signal, but is overall mostly red. And yeah, we saw on the CVD that FTX is selling, and seems that they have been selling today, so we might continue down here. I believe staying above that low is still decently strong. I mean, still reasonable to it is reasonable. I still think it's possible that we make a higher high as long as we stay above that low. So we're closer to the low than the high. So I wouldn't necessarily close the rest of the long I have, but I kind of feel that it's gonna get stopped out here. It doesn't look really strong. So yeah, FTX selling. I don't have the chart now because everything is laggy. VWAP, we are rejecting from previous months. VWAP close. So yeah, where do we close now? Yeah, I gave a long target. Should have maybe a long target. Long opportunity. Yeah, let me make this maybe in the middle. Right, just like to have a nice snapshot potential for Twitter. Here we go. Short. Well, yeah. Now it's a bit too late, right? No, let me come back on a 1 hour chart. Where would I short it back? No, 15 minutes. I really need to see these things developing. What you want to enter a short. I could advise a long here, but as I'm feeling more bearish than bullish, I wouldn't. But what you want? Well, you want to wait for some kind of 5 waves to complete. For example, this, and then you want to wait for the retrace, and you pull your volume profile tool on the hold down trend, and you look for a retest of the POC. Right. Basically, I guess I will make a chat on Twitter if there is such a thing that develop. For me, it's getting dangerous to short here. I mean, you could, but that's chasing price. You could consider that if we start to recover this, then it's bullish because we have a lot of heavy seller in this area. So if we start to take them, it's gonna squeeze back up, but that's not really a great trade. and low time frame. Thing is, I'm not really reading in between. It looks more like an ending diagonal for now. We have contracting price action. We're still above the low, so we should more be looking for long rather than short here. But at the same time, it looks weak, so it's the kind of thing that I would rather say no trade is a trade, right? The trade was up here. I took one short here. I wanted to have a higher high to go into better short, bigger short. But that's where we have the short, right? You wanted to learn EW, but you gave up after 50 minutes. So it takes some time and some willing. There's so many counts and things to memorize, I find it too overwhelming. Yeah, it can be. It can be. I mean, it has been for me. Sometime. Now it's natural. I see the count without necessarily having to draw them. I draw them mostly for to share the charts. At least it gives you invalidation, unlike it helped me have prediction for... I can have 3 scenarios on all time frames. Mostly. Here we know, on this time frame we know we have either an ABC, either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if that's the case, we validate a corrective move up and an impulsive move down. So we know the next retrace, you look down. In fact, that would probably be a better short here. Let me check again. I think we reach a 161.8 right here. So we're starting to be in the, starting to be in the length of a wave 3 rather than a C here. So if we get something like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we get some kind of bullish divergence for confirmation. Can probably even maybe grab a long here on a swing favor pattern of that low. And then on a move down like this, you pull your fib, default, and the POC is at the 382. So standard target for wave 2, supposedly the golden pocket. On a reversal, it's not rare that it's a rather shallow one, 382, especially if you have a POC that is aligned with it. So if we do confirm something like this, we want to see a bit more of a sideway of or corrective up to kind of confirm a small wave 4 here. But anyway, yeah, and we get a 5, then yeah, probably I will get look at the 3-2 for potentially a continuation down. Knowing that it's a weekend, so we can have stronger moves. So that will be a better shot. Chasing still. I would read the subwave to be a bit more precise, of course, and look for absorption, but be something like this on confirmation when if we lose this line, right? And ideally you want to read a three move, 1-1 extension, etc. But the weekend are rarely easy to trade. Rarely. As the short you took is able to cover the long you took below, I'm still struggling with the edging thing, as it usually is not enough to cover the opposite position. When did I took a long here? It was here. I took profit on that long. Right. I had only a small position left on this. I still have another swing long position that is not fully closed yet. From the lows, right? But also I've been taking profit. I just didn't compound it yet on it. The swing position, the one that I've been taking already at the pico low, I don't have the condition to compound. I took profit along the way, and yeah, rather compound on another pico low. Now the short that I took here, it cover, yeah, the rest of the long here that is now stopped out, by the way. Oh no, I kept the stop here, right? But yeah, it covers that position. It's not a big short. I wanted to see. Was really getting ready to increase a lot bigger here, and I would just increase it for now. Obviously, I have a take profit at the POC. So if this were to reverse and continue higher, while I get stopped out on the short that is taken here, I closed maybe 10 or 25% of it. On this one, yeah, not a lot, just 10%, because I kind of have still a bearish bias on it. But at least the 10% pay if I get stopped out. Pay the stop, right? And now if I can read 5 waves down and corrective into here, and I increase, probably just compound that short here. And so I keep an average entry in the middle. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I will try to post a chart if I'm reading something clear and I am on the computer. I try to take a bit of cool time off the screen during the weekend, especially with the nice weather we have right now. So I don't making any promise, but if I see something clear, I will post it on Twitter. Yeah, cipher and harmonic pattern fit well with Elliott Wave. We have nice confluence with it. And are you leverage swing trader? Yes, we do. I don't advise to leverage your net worth, but I do trade on Bybit. I mean, by leveraging your net worth, yeah, leverage is a tool that can help increase your holding, but using, for example, even a 10x, if you use a 10x leverage to leverage all your net worth, and you have, for example, $1,000 of Bitcoin, and it's all you have, and you use it to buy 10,000 of position, that is not the way to use leverage. Leverage is more useful to, for example, to undercut the over counterparty risk the fact that you are holding BTC on an exchange, so you can trade with a smaller portion of your holdings thanks to leverage and keep your holdings off exchange, or use really low leverage. In fact, when you trade inverse, perhaps you don't really need leverage to increase your holdings. And for scalp, I use a bit more high leverage in doing the scalp day trading because you have a tighter invalidation, but still on a portion, of course. Thanks, Jenny. Thanks, MM. Always lovely. I'm sorry, I wanted to have a better stream here, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's really my lagging computer that is not lagging anymore, it seems. It's done lagging. Yeah, everything is back. I don't know what happened at all. It was really frustrating and the stream wasn't as smooth as I wanted it to. But thanks for your comment, always appreciate it. So don't forget to leave a like, especially if you watch till the end. That probably means you appreciate. And yeah, I appreciate you all. I wish you a nice weekend. Okay, and the last question. I always feel that I'm not doing enough to stay consistently profitable. Do you have an advice for me? Keep trying and learning paper trading. Yeah, join the crew, the Taurus crew. We'll learn there. We can talk about that on another day if you want. Thanks, Ada. Thank you. Have a nice day, everybody. Don't forget, the only thing you control in the market is how much you lose. So risk management is key. Have a nice evening. Bye.